like some stock. Spit it, watch me flop. This industry ain't giving no props. Kicking the dope up the ops. We thinking outside the box. We coming up on some loot. First our vision, move with skill, precision, focus and shoot. Up and coming like the sun when rising deep into my mind and see what kind of person I am. Maybe we got something in common. Time is ticking, time to get it. No bullshit, you take a listen. See how we sparkling and glisten. Omnipresent, can't you feel it? I'm up, I'm coming, I'm still coming. My cloud vision, so I'm coming. I done lost all my fear. What you get is what you get. I'm still coming. My cloud vision, so I'm coming. I done lost all my fear. What you get is what you get.
Welcome back to Up and Coming with me, your host, Javerick 100 Trillion. And hey man, just like always, man, I have a great show for you today. A very interesting guest, man. But before we get started, make sure that you are tuning in to BlakCrown Radio 365 days a year. Man, look here, man. We got some of the hottest music, the hottest independent music on the radio. Plus, you can check out the BlakCrown Radio app at your Apple Store and at your Google Play Store. So, man, check us out, BlakCrown Radio. We support nothing but the independents, you know what I'm saying? Plus, hey, man, all entrepreneurs, too. And while you at it, you see the dopeness, man. Check out the Crown Prince. You know what I'm saying? We got a new location on Terra Boulevard at the Southside Discount Mall. Man, plus, you know, you can hit me up anytime. Check out the Crown Prince on all your social media. Get your custom drip, you know what I'm saying? Let us make something just for you and just for your style. And as I promised, this young man right here, very talented young man. Hey, man, this brother got some heat for you, man. I've been sitting listening to his music, man, and I'm very impressed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, the brother got some heat. So without further ado, I'm gonna let Shock introduce himself. I know I just said his name, but that ain't no introduction. Shock the Great. Let me put some respect on his name. Shock the Great. Shock the Great. Tell him who you is and tell him about yourself.
Well, I go by the name of Shock. I'm an artist out of Clayton County. You know, for those that who might be unfamiliar with Clayton County, it's a county in Georgia, you know, on the south side. So I got the name Shock because I didn't want nobody to know I do music at the time. Like, I was kind of stage fright a little bit. So when people finally found out I knew how to write very well, it's like they was impressed by it. So I always thought, like, okay, well, what am I gonna call myself? Like, I think every artist goes through that little period, like, what name sounds great for me?
Okay.
I had many other crazy days before Shock.
Want to tell us any of them?
Man, I had Juicy Juice. I had Big Stepper. I had just crazy names. I'm glad I didn't, but
Juice the Stepper.
Right. It was crazy.
I can dig that.
So when people finally found out I knew how to do it, they were really impressed, and they was just like, "Wow, you write very well." So that's what kind of introduced me to the music, like, in a nutshell.
Okay. So tell us, who is Shock? Like, who is Shock?
Well, in order to understand who Shock is, I have to explain my life story to you. So it'll make sense. Like, I was born in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
A lot of my grandmothers and relatives are down there, and I moved up here.
Shout out to Mississippi.
Right, definitely.
Trey G,
definitely.
Darnell the Bachelor. Got a lot of great artists on the station that's from Mississippi.
Definitely.
A lot of them.
Definitely. Like, you know, definitely shout out, because I wasn't there growing up there, but I was there from like since the time I was born to the age of like 8 or 9.
Okay.
And
Respect.
in order to understand who Shock is, okay, my parents split up when I was about 6 or 7 years old.
Okay.
And I think that was like one of the things that kind of, for everybody who grows up in a single parent home, it's like you always feel like something's missing. So during that time, I had a lot of problems in school. I was going through a bullying stage, and all of that kind of settled in. And also, even though I could write very well, it's like teachers really were just like, it's like they had something against creativity, and I could never see the value system in that, because this is something I take very passionate. Answers I would hear, that's not realistic, that's a needle in a haystack situation. Yeah. So I moved up here when I was 9, and this is like one of those devaluing factors in my life that made me just realize, okay, this is something I want to do seriously, music. So I moved up here to Clayton County when I was 9. I believe I was like in the 3rd grade, going into the 4th grade. So at this time, my parents split up. I'm staying with my mother, but we moved up here and we were staying with my auntie, and it was a lot of problems in the house, a lot of low self-esteem going on, this, that, and the third, and that kind of filtered into my school life. I didn't want to do school. I didn't want to. Grades were kind of slipping. My mother was disappointed. Then I had these fights that was going on because people would just pick at you. And mother, she works like 2-3 jobs, so sometimes she can't afford it like that.
That's
so
totally understandable.
You had to do she had to do what was best for me. But one thing that was a big problem in the house was it was a lack of self-esteem. It was a lack of vision. It was a lack of dreams. So how this pertains in the music, I'll never forget. And RIP to one of the great legends, man. I had a friend on a school bus one day, and this is like when CD players was very popular. I think I'm kind of exposing how old I am.
Hey. You up there with me, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, and this was CD players was going around. So I'll never forget, what does he pop up out of the CD player? And then there was X. DMX.
Ooh, one of the dopest albums I've ever heard.
One of the dopest albums
I'm talking
ever.
about from beginning to end, just press play.
Now, mind you, it was an ass whooping in my household. Like, if you got caught listening to those type of, anybody who grew up this way, you understand exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
So, I couldn't listen to Tupac. That wasn't allowed. I couldn't listen to ODB, Old Dirty Bastard. I couldn't listen to DMX. Definitely, it was unacceptable. It pretty much was like either gospel music or not at all.
Right.
But I remember taking that CD home with me one day, and I think it's like, excuse me if I'm incorrect about that, I think it's like 15 or 16 songs like on that album.
Yeah,
and I remember for like a whole year straight, I memorized every single song off that album. I'm talking about from What's My Name. I'm talking about The Professional. I'm talking about like man, Hard in the White with the locks on it. Shout out to the legends. Yes. Like, and listening to this album,
creative dude.
Listening to this album, it was just like, yo, this is amazing. Like, this is dope.
Right.
This is dope. And mind you, I would watch like MTV, and like this was back then where YouTube wasn't around at the time.
Right.
Like you had to watch like certain stations on the TV to catch music videos and this, that, and the third. I remember going into Walmart, and I remember seeing, I think it was XXL. I remember seeing Dr. Dre, Eminem, and 50 Cent on the face of the cover.
Okay.
Like, got 50 Cent, the real gangster looking with the headband around his head, sleeves, bunch of tattoos, and this, that, and the third. So I was just like, bro, this is what I want to do. I want to do this.
So at what age did you discover that you could create your own music?
It had to be, because I'm sure with any artist, like you go through a phase, like you understand your flow, you understand this, that. But what I did, it goes back to now. MP3 players is out now.
Right.
I remember I was in middle school. I probably had to be the only person with a Tribe Called Quest album on this MP3.
Man, Tribe, you talking about some good music, bro.
And this is back then, and this is like during the party era where Waka was out, Roscoe Dash was out,
oh man,
Travis Porter,
party.
Travis Porter,
right.
All of these people,
right?
So hip hop is like advancing to a whole nother level. But what I was doing since I started fresh, what I had in my MP3 player was like Busy B, Kumo D, Wu Tang, LL Cool J, KRS One.
Okay,
like that's what I was just like. Well, in order for me to be great at what I do, I need to study.
So that brings me to this question right here. I don't know if you can name all of them because it kind of gets hard. I tried to do it myself.
Yeah.
Who's in your top 10?
Ooh, like what? Okay, now, like what's it based off of?
Whatever you feel is the top 10. It could be the greatest top 10 albums, top 10 lyricists, top 10
like
style,
back then,
all times.
All times.
I'm talking about from the beginning of rap to today. Top 10. Now, it's going to be kind of hard. You're not, just keep in mind, then there's no competition because this is in your opinion.
That's okay.
Because you can't, it's hard to say, okay, I'm going to put LL Cool J up against Lil Baby, because that don't match.
Well, how I would depict it, like giving my top 10, is what effect did the artist have on me personally.
Exactly.
So my top number one. No, I'm gonna start this way. Top number one. DMX. It's dark and hell is hot.
Oh.
I love that album. Only because I was at a certain place, like in my time, and it really affected me. Like Slippin' was that's Flesh of Flesh, Blood of My Blood album.
Flesh, yeah.
So I would DMX, Tupac.
Okay.
My favorite album is, a lot of people love the All Eyes on Me album, but I just felt like people were like kind of sleep on Me Against the World album.
Me Against the World, that's my favorite.
I was like
all
that album
time.
Is dope. Like I still play Me Against the World when I'm doing like.
And my song on there is that It Ain't Easy.
Right.
Digital Underground did a thing on the production. Right. Oh,
right. Third one would be 50 Cent.
Woo. Get Rich or Die Trying.
Right. I remember this feeds into the whole hip hop story on why this is just 3.
Right.
Who's on the whole hip hop story? I remember being 5 years old, and my uncle, he was a real big hip hop head. Like he had all the stuff I wasn't supposed to be listening to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he really and soon as he turns on the radio, what do I hear? Go.
Okay.
Go, and I'm just bobbing my little head, and I'm just like, man, what is this?
Some of the dopest.
And that's back when bass boosters was in the cars, and he had his car fixed up and everything, and I was just like, yo, this song is amazing. So number 3, 50 Cent.
That's right.
Number 4, Biggie, definitely.
Which one?
Ready to Die.
Okay.
Ready to Die.
Shouts out. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, definitely. Ready to Die, definitely. I love that album because I gained a lot of self-esteem like from that album. Just looking at certain things for what it was, and I was just like, well, for these guys to come up and overbeat the odds that they came. They still were successful.
Yeah.
God rest two of their souls that I just mentioned.
Three.
Tupac and
DMX too.
Right, DMX, yes,
DMX,
yes.
Pac.
So, right.
Shit, so you could say 50 Cent is a living legend.
Right, definitely.
Because
like,
he's amongst
it's nothing past like that. That I always said that it's not to discredit anybody, but I was just like, it's like he was on one. Like when he made that Get Rich or Die Trying. It's like every single song on there is an anthem. 21 Questions, In the Club, Window Shopper, Back Down, all of those. Like you can just replay those records. So the fifth one I would have to give it to is Big L.
Big L.
Rest in peace, his soul.
Okay.
Now this particular artist, this is where I learned to what it means to be creative with your punchlines, creative with what you say, and just how to put two and two together.
Right.
So number 6 would be Big Pun.
Okay.
He also fits in that cat. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, that's crazy. That was crazy. Now let's go up to speed a little bit, which leads me to 4 more left.
Ooh.
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar.
Oh.
Definitely. It's when it gets down to poetic value and just, it's like everything he says is like you can tell this wasn't just clapped together and it wasn't thought about. It's well thought about.
Well, yeah.
It's like my favorite album is How to Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh yeah, that boy bad.
Like I was like, this is a great album. And then where I was in my life, it really hit home for me. So I would have to go with Kendrick Lamar. 8 is, wow, this is ironic, but Drake.
Wow.
Drake is number 8, like for me. And I always go back to the people discredit this album, but I feel like this really was the beginning of something great. People didn't realize it. It was like Thank Me Later. That first album, I think it was 09, that, you know, from the first song I heard on that album, like he made me realize, yo, just rap. And he made it real easy. You didn't have to overthink what he said. It was just real simple. And he was talking about things he was going through. And he was just so honest and what he was saying, and with so much passion. So number 9 would be Jay-Z.
Okay.
Jay-Z definitely. The Hard Knock Life album. Hard Knock Life. It was like credible. Then there's Blueprint. Then there's Blueprint 2. Then it's just a masterpiece. And then why I say Jay-Z is to come from situations he's overcome and to see where he is now. I'm like, that says a lot.
Okay.
So drum roll, please. Number 5 would be my man Rick Ross.
That's number 10.
Number 10. I'm sorry, I apologize. Number 10.
Hey.
Number 10.
Number 10, Rick Rose. Ricky Rose.
Reason I picked Ross is number 10 is because it's like in his rhymes, he's really teaching you financial literacy.
Yeah.
It just, you have to be open and have an open mind and receive what he's talking about. And you know, just all of these 10 artists I just named, it's like they played a value in how I see lyrics, how you come up with your music, how you just come up with being creative right here. So, and to answer your question from earlier, what made me get into it was, I'll never forget, 9th grade, we had a poetry competition at Morrow High School. Shout out to Morrow.
Shout out to Morrow High School. You know that's my high school too.
We had a poetry competition, and I'll never forget, it took me 5 minutes to write my poem. And rest of the other classmates, it might have took them a day, might have took them 40 minutes, or whatever the case may be. Everybody has their own creative process. But I remember I wrote my whole poem up in 5 minutes. It took me like 2 minutes to edit, like change some words out or this thing, because I would always be quick.
Okay.
Because I would always write lyrics. I knew what I wanted to say. I'll never forget. When I took my paper to the teacher, she made corrections. It was red X's everywhere. You can't say that. That's a sentence fragment.
Right.
That's a
Run
comma
on.
right here. You know what I'm saying? But what was interesting to me is I ignored the corrections completely. I rewrote it because she really messed up my paper, putting the red markings everywhere. I rewrote it the exact way I wanted to say it. And it won me first place.
That's what's up.
In that competition. We went against Lovejoy. We went against Forest Park. We went against Mount Zion. We went against, like, you know what I'm saying? Mundy's Mill or
students,
right, they're top people. And I would just like for me to be able to know what I want to say, write it the way I want to say, and say it the way I want to say it. I was like, that's a living testament of sometimes, you know, a lot of people don't see the vision.
Right.
And my teacher didn't see the vision. She thought the vision was you were supposed to say it this way, but I said, I don't want to say it that way. I want to say it this way. You'll feel me better if I say it this way.
Exactly.
I want you to feel me. I don't want you to see how smart I am. I want you to feel me.
I ain't shot. You just don't know a lot of the questions that I wrote down. You're already answering them.
Wow.
Straight up. So one of the questions is, and I don't think we got too far to that. Well, we'll get back to that when it's time. What producers, if any, of the top producers, would you like to work with?
Ooh, one, Play Picasso.
Play Picasso.
If you all are familiar with the artist Tory Lanez,
right?
Play Picasso is pretty much what Noah 40 is to Drake. My second one would be Noah 40, obviously, because it's like the way I come up with the music and just engineering the music, they do it almost in reverse. But it's creative in how. To make a point of what I'm saying, for those of you who are fans of the culture, go back and listen to the song. What's the name of that song? What's the name of that song on that Drake album? 30 for 30. 30 for 30. No, it's not 30 for 30. I can't think of it right now. But basically the point of it was, they took the norm and how you're supposed to engineer a song and did the opposite. So basically, most engineers mix vocals within the beat. Like if you got a verse, you mix it within the beat of that song.
Right.
They mix the beat within the verse. So it's basically like the verse is sitting on top of the beat when really it's the other way around.
Wow, that's dope. So I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was like, that's crazy. So we got Play Picasso, Noah 40. By all means, Dr. Dre is a producer.
Yes, sir.
You know, and a great sound engineer.
Yeah.
During my journeys of learning how to sound engineer, I would just watch documentaries. I would listen to things like the Chronic album. I would listen. Damn, how did I not name him one of my top 10? So that's why I was like, it's hard, man.
That's why I said it's hard, because I tried to do my top 10,
right.
And I started thinking of so many other artists that I listen to, and I'm like, hold up, I forgot about him. I forgot about her. I forgot about her. I forgot about him. So it's like, because
it's so much inspiration. There's so much inspiration that you really can get, and you really can grab from like different artists. So number four would definitely be Timberland.
Okay.
The collab with him and Missy Elliott, I think that was really perfect. Okay. Like they was a combination with each other.
So one more producer.
Number 5. Ooh, Pharrell. Pharrell, definitely.
So, what was his production team name?
Pharrell?
Yeah, his production team. Star Trek.
Star Treks.
So would you?
Star Treks.
So would you rather work with Pharrell or Star Trek?
Pharrell.
Okay.
I would still choose Pharrell because it's like a lot of the things in that guy. It's like I have some of those qualities too. It's like one of the things he'll say is he's famous for this. He was like, a lot of artists are here to beat. And he's like, don't really want to buy it, but look at those charts.
Right.
Look at those charts. And it's like, I can take that because on this Manifest project, I'm pretty sure we're finna get into. Well, like like one of the songs off of there is like, and I'll get into it in a second. I had this beat in mind, and a friend was just like, I don't really know, man. But it ended up being one of the most catchy songs on the project.
Right.
And I told him, I said, I told you. I told you.
Okay. So, would you? This is a two-part question.
Okay.
Well, same question, just okay. Anyway, would you ghostwrite for others?
It's a part of. I'm 50-50.
Okay.
50% of it would be like, okay, it's business. It's business. That'll be and especially if it hits the charts too. So that'll make you masterful in writing. Another 50 is, I was just like, I believe if you're a creative, if you're an artist, I was just like, why would you need a ghostwriter? Because I write all of my music.
And that goes to my next question. Would you accept a song wrote by someone else? Like, would you record and perform a song wrote by someone else?
I can't do it.
I feel that.
Like, because of so much passion and so much integrity that I got for my craft, I can't do it.
I feel that. I feel
I'd rather just wait for the lyric. I'd rather just push that beat backwards, and I'll get to it another time. Like, if I can't think of the lyrics, because I always look at it, well, maybe it's not meant for you to hop on this record right now.
Right. And I kind of feel kind of like, I guess, on both sides of the fence, because one side, I wouldn't accept a song written by somebody because I feel like nobody can tell my story like me.
Right.
But on the other hand, I would ghostwrite for others.
Right. It's like I'm 50-50 with it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's great business.
Right.
It's great business, especially if it. But you know, I just feel like a real creative. If you're a real creative, you'll take the time and go through the process. You know.
Yeah.
I don't believe in cheating the process.
So, how important is originality to you?
Very, very important. Like I tell some people this all the time. Well, if I'm doing the same thing he's doing, then say a record label executive comes in here. Okay, well, if you're doing the same thing he's doing, then why should I give you money over him? And he's doing the same thing you're doing.
True.
What separates you from the rest of the people who is into what you're into? True. And I think that's one of the founders. If you can find that, what separates you from the pack, you're going to come out 9 times out of 10 more successful.
Okay, I respect that, and it's very true. So, all right, we you brought some music by, and
Yes,
y'all peep out Shock the Great on BlakCrown Radio. Hey, along with other independent artists, independent producers, independent record labels, BlakCrown Radio. Hey man, he has some hot music right now that's bubbling on the station in everyday rotation. And right about now, we about to get into one of his songs. This song right here, I'm gonna let Shock go ahead and introduce the song right here.
Well, the song is called Live.
Okay.
It's pretty much basically like you know how Pharrell made the song "Cause I'm Happy." Mm-hmm. Like I always like that. It's pretty much like one of those songs for me.
Okay.
It's a great vibe. Yeah, it's a great vibe. It's a lot of instruments was put into it. So yeah, pretty much one of those records. It's like real chill, not really too much. Like something you can just vibe to. Like this sounds great in my car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all heard it right here. Yeah, man. So y'all check out Live right here on Up and Coming with your host Javerick 100 Trillion. You got Shock the Great in the building, and this is Live. Check it out.
We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live.
Okay, the flow is lit, the smoke is slick, you know we lit as fuck. See me booming down your block, you know them speakers dope as fuck. I just pulled into your section, wrist on Code Da Vinci'd up. Let's get lit because we lit, my whole squad we making bucks. Cameras action, let's go beast mode. Look at my chick, that chick on fleek, bro. Smell that Doja in my Pico, yeah. Passing Doja around, making plenty bank, saving up a bank, spending bank. I walk in the bank, I leave out a bank, still a bank. I'm on fire, let's get lit. I've been cooking like some grits. Hey, that niggas ain't getting no check. Your whole life smell like regret. We up now, so give me that check. We up now, so give me respect. This right here gon' make it upset. Turn your cameras on because
we going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live. We going live, tell them boys we going live.
young man getting bread like that way. Going hard in the paint on the Deuce. Whole team gon' ball like MJ. You ain't know I've been the man since 4th grade. Like one smoke, one to the membrane. Count stacks on the nigga at the new same. You man
Welcome back. It's up and coming with your host, Jacob 100 Trillion. And we got Shot in the building. And that was just live. Y'all just heard it right here. Hey, man, live. Shot, man, bro. Hey, you know the boy is talented, man. Right. And I don't mean boy in a condescending way. But live, man, is all the way live. Like you said, I mean, it's just one of them songs, man. It makes you feel good. It ain't got all that other stuff that we don't need to hear. It's got exactly what we need when it comes to music and creativity.
That had to be the most fun record I ever created. Because I felt great. It was different.
Okay.
It was different than anything I ever created.
Dang, now that's dope. To say it was one of the funnest ones.
It was fun. It was like I played around with different effects. I learned how to chop a beat, pause a beat, this, that, and the third. So I was just like, okay, let me try this, and let me try this, and it just kept growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And my work ethic, it can be insane sometimes, because what I do is, all right, is that 100%? How do I take it to 300% now? So it's like I keep putting it in and I keep adding. So it's like I was just like, okay, when I get to that point where it's like, I don't know what can top this, and I'll throw another idea, and I'm just like, oh snap.
I'm digging that. So put us in the mind frame of Shot when you were creating live.
Well, at that time, I was making the song,
when you was either writing it or recording it, that process.
Well, my first process is I often listen to the beat. What mood does it give me? What vibe does it put me in? If I had to show out right now, and if there was a record label executive or whoever, just big business person in the building, how would I make a great impression? And even though it's me in the studio by myself, I often have that mindset. What would I do here? How would I give a great impression? So one thing led to another. Next thing you know, I'm like, we going live, this, that, and the third. I said, it got to be something dealing with live. And next thing you know, because what I like to do is I like to start off with the hook. Because my process is, if the hook is very catchy, that'll grab people's attention towards the song. Even if they don't even listen to what the verse is saying, if the hook is very catchy and I can grab your attention within the first couple seconds of the song playing, it's a great song. I know I got you.
Got you. So, we didn't mention this already, but your up and coming album, y'all pay attention. Up and coming album, right, from Shot, Manifest.
Yeah.
So is live on Manifest?
Live is a single off another project I'm working on soon.
Okay.
If coming soon, I won't release the name of that one.
Okay. Hey, y'all gonna hear soon enough though.
Right. It's in the works. It's a very great. It's a stoner project to anybody who's fan of the culture.
Okay.
It's a very feel good song.
My culture.
Yeah, it's a very feel good record that's very vibable. You never get tired of listening to it. You can listen to it over and over and over and over, and it'll still sound great every time you listen to it.
Trust me, I've heard his music. He ain't lying.
Right.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, just don't stop working.
Yeah.
That's why I say it had to be one of the best records
So
that I personally created.
So is the Manifest project complete?
Right, it's complete.
So how long did it take you to complete that?
A whole year.
Okay.
And because even though there's only a few songs on it, mind you, I recorded like 45 songs for a 4-track project.
That's what you do. I mean, that's what Major's gonna ask you to do anyway. When you turn in a project, you're gonna turn in way more than what's gonna be on your album.
Right, and that's kind of, it's like the same principles that a label follows. It's the same principles I follow when building my brand.
That's a good practice.
So I'm like, I just don't want 4 songs. I was like, because every song is not a great song. Like some song is like, okay, it's just good for me to listen to. It helps inspire me. But some songs it's like, yo, I gotta put that on the album. That's smacking. If I like it and say you like it or somebody else would be like, okay, well, I think we got us one here.
True.
But the most difficult part about that project is how do you decide between 45 songs, and it's like a 4-track, like listening, and I remember me and my advisory was there, my DJ was there. You're like, oh man, this gotta go on there.
Shout out to DJ 2K.
Shout out, man. Nah, man, this gotta go on that project. This gotta, and I'm like, nah, man, you sleep. This gotta go on there. Nah, man, you gotta put that on there.
Right.
So it's, but yeah, man, just the whole purpose of the Manifest project that I want people to take away is a couple things in a nutshell. I always tell people the power of manifestation is very important. If you speak negativity will happen. If you speak positive things will happen.
It's coming.
It's nothing wrong with it. It's quite natural to want better. It's quite natural to want to upgrade. It's quite natural to want to evolve and just, I want better.
Yeah. And
that's the power of manifestation.
Yes, sir.
But there's a but on the end of that.
Okay.
Manifestation is great, family, but faith without works is dead, my friend.
I just had that discussion the other day. Now,
remember that.
One thing I like to say that if a person, you got 2 people, one telling you that he can do something, and one person telling you that he can't do something, both of them are right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes sense. Whatever you're telling yourself.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, and that's crazy. Yeah, that's how the universe works.
If you can't do anything, if you tell yourself you can't do anything, you won't do anything.
You won't.
In my mind, I believe I can do whatever I put my mind to.
Exactly. That's how I think, man. If I tell you I can fly, I can fly.
I can fly.
Yeah.
If I tell you I can build an Empire State Building, I can build an Empire State Building.
That's what I'm talking about. Y'all better believe it. You better believe it. So how long does it take you to create one song? And is it like the same process, or do you have different processes depending on your feeling or the song or the topic?
Well, my process is definitely unorthodox.
Okay.
It's definitely, like, I told somebody and I had them laughing at me. I said if I was to watch myself doing half of the things I do in the studio, I would say this guy is crazy. This guy is crazy. Every process, far as recording, it depends on the beat, it depends on the vibe I'm in, it depends on the mood I'm in. So I can have one record doing straight hip hop. The second record might come up as a dance hall record.
Okay, respectable.
That record, then next thing you know, I'm working on hip hop again, and then next thing you know, I do another hip hop song, and next thing you know, I want an R&B song now.
Right.
So it's like you switching different. I always tell people, bro, you with me in the studio, prepare to take a night back, bro.
Okay.
I
like that because I think creativity happens 24/7, 365.
Right.
People say, I mean, of course, if you don't have your own studio, you have to schedule studio time.
Right.
And who's to say you're in a creative mode at that time? You say,
right.
I'll be in the studio next week at Wednesday at 10 a.m. Next week at 10 a.m., I might be having some shit on my mind that I'm like, damn, man, I wish I could reschedule, but I done paid this and that. So if you got your own studio, it's like creativity comes, you wake up out the bed, okay, I'm finna record.
Right.
Hey, that shit ain't nothing like it.
Right. And, you know, a lot of my friends don't like going in the studio with me.
Okay.
They'll be like, how long are we gonna be here? Ain't no telling what shot, bro. We might be here an hour, we might be here 3 hours, we might be here 8 hours.
It is. Hey, man.
Like, it's no telling. I was like, if you ever go into the studio with me, plan on not doing nothing.
Okay.
Plan on not doing nothing.
Nothing.
Like, we're gonna chill. We're gonna be in the studio. We're gonna make music. Like that's the plan.
That's the type of vibe I like when it comes to making music.
And like, shout out to 2K, man. It's like
2K,
he'll tell you when I lock in, like I really lock in.
ClayCo mixtapes.
Right, man. We have a mixtape out that we're working on. Mike Assassins.
Okay.
It's available. It'll be available on Mixcloud soon.
I might have to jump back in the game, man, because hearing this young brother puts like it you know what I'm saying, it puts that fire back in, because you know I'm getting tired of the same old humdrum music. You know what I'm saying? This shit was exciting when it first came out, but now it's all getting kind of repetitive. And you know, how many niggas can you kill? How many, you know, how much paper can you stack? I mean, let me take that back, because I think it's an infinite amount of paper that can be stacked here. You know what I'm saying?
I think, and this is just my opinion, it's no disrespect to anybody, but if people consistently keep coming out with the same music, I feel as if though they don't have anything else to talk about. It's like
just lack of conversation.
It's a lack of not wanting to evolve. It's a lack of, because if I play you music that I put out in 2016, if you listen at my music now, it sounds completely different.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the same things. I'm not talking about things I used to be. I'll take a page out of Jay-Z book. If you want my old shit, buy my old album.
Okay. Exactly.
Don't be mad because I'm trying to evolve. You want my old records, go buy my old records.
That brings me to this question. If you could come up with a genre of music, not your own, of course people would get in the genre, but you came up with the genre and you can name it, and it's only judging, going by the music that you make today, what would that genre of music be called?
Definitely wavy. That's how I would say it, because
wavy.
It's if you know anything about waves, it's like you feel different things. So it goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's like I'll go from doing a hip hop record to like, okay, I don't want to rap. I want to release something else. I want an R&B record now. I want a dance hall record now. I want something that'll make me feel good. I was listening at Jersey Club type beats the other day, and I was like, this is different. This is different. Okay. This could be the next best thing.
Okay.
So I feel like the minute you stop evolving, the minute you shut your brain off, I feel like that's the first step of ignorance. When you shut your brain off, you don't want to evolve. You don't want to grow.
Yes, indeed. You got to evolve, and growth is something that's always needed, man. Because a lot of people around us, they don't grow. They just get old.
I was always met with resistance doing music. I was always met with resistance doing music. Somebody told me, where can I go get motivation for this, that, and the third? They kind of looked at me crazy. I said, well, first, if you need motivation to start a business, don't start a business. Don't start a business.
Don't start a business.
Everybody's not going to motivate you. That's where self comes in.
Yes.
But a lot of us we fall short. Like I had a conversation with somebody. I had a conversation with somebody on the phone just yesterday. They uploaded the wrong song.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to be a part of it, and I said, hey, you uploaded the wrong file. And they were just like, well, fuck this, I'm taking it off. This shit is irritating. And I was just like, you can't look at it that way, bro. I said, it's only irritating because you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with that. You're going to make mistakes. You know, society frowns upon people who makes mistakes. But I think Warren Buffett said somewhere in a motivational speech, he said, mistakes is what defines us.
It is.
A baby can't learn to walk unless it falls.
That's right.
So, you know, I just tell people you have to want it. You have to want it better than you want it, if that makes sense.
You hear me? You better listen. You know what I'm saying?
You know, people ask me, how serious do you take rap? I was homeless for 2 years. I was sleeping in my Hyundai Sonata. I'll never forget it. I had no money coming. I think at one point I had 1 cent to my name. I looked at my bank account. I had 1 cent. I didn't have anything. I had that as my screen wall saver for like 3 months straight. And I was just like, I'm never gonna be back in this situation ever again. And I used that as a testimony to say I was out bad. I was working a dead end job. Job wasn't paying anything. I had a whole studio in my trunk. Now, how serious do I take music? Not one time did I think about selling my studio equipment.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. That's dedication, man.
Right.
That's taking it serious because you know, most people that's down on their luck like that, first thing they gonna say is, what valuable can I get rid of so I can, you know, have some food to eat, so I can, you know, some people have vices and you know, a lot of different
everybody and of course somebody argued with me about this. They said, well, everybody's situation is different.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, is it everybody's situation is different or everybody's mindset is different? It's a difference.
There it is. Like
it's the difference.
I used to hear a term. Don't mean to cut you off. I used to hear a term back in the day in the game. They used to say, "Dope sell itself."
Right.
I say that's a motherfucking lie because you could take an ounce of blow, give it to one guy, an ounce of blow, give it to the other one. One might fuck the money up or just sit on the blow. The other one might bring you that ounce back and say, now I want to buy 3 more. You feel me?
Right.
So no, don't sell itself.
Right.
That person has to have that mind frame of I'm about to go get it.
Yeah, it's the mind, and it goes back to what we were saying earlier. If you don't believe you'll do it, you won't do it.
You won't. It's whatever you believe is exactly what you are. As a man thinker, you know, that's exactly what he is, or that's what he will accomplish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to your music, do you feature on other people's music, and do you have people feature on your music?
I do features. I do features. I love working with other creative people.
Okay.
One thing about me is I don't like ego.
Okay, that's what's up.
So the minute I find out you have an ego, I no longer want to work with you.
Yes.
Because I don't go into a creative space with ego. If anything, I'm pissed off if somebody disturbs me while I'm trying to be creative. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't go in there trying to be better than anybody. I don't go in it. Because it's like, why? We do music totally different.
Right.
We do music different. If anything, I'm competing with me because I hold myself to a standard. You can be a lot greater than what you're giving yourself credit for.
Yes, sir.
You can be a lot better. So I do features, but here's the problem where features come in. A lot of people are not musically educated to what's going on. If you don't understand distribution, if you don't understand marketing, if you don't understand sales, If you don't understand financial literacy, you're already behind.
Already.
For any artist, for any future artist looking at this, if you don't understand any of those things that I just mentioned, if you don't understand distribution, if you don't understand financial literacy, if you don't understand marketing, if you don't understand sales, you are already behind.
Back there. Catch up.
Might want to be
words of wisdom, right?
Might want to be something people would do if they haven't given up on their dream.
Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm also interacting with IG over here
On BlakCrown Radio.
BlakCrown Radio. You know what I'm saying? Up and coming BlakCrown Radio. Your host Javerick 100 Trillion. Got Shock the Great in the building. Southside Atlanta Ga. We just flexing for IG real quick, y'all. But yeah, so Shock, let's switch gears for a sec here. So how do you feel about the current state of rap and all the beef that's going on, the beef songs? Can't call them sneak disses because these boys is saying names. I'm talking about children's name, mama's name, dogs and shit.
Well, hip hop. One thing about hip hop is it's very competitive. And I get that.
Yeah.
I get that because when you do passion, sometimes that's why I went back to saying I don't have an ego. You know what I'm saying? I have a passion for what I do, and I hold myself high because I know I can achieve those goals.
Right.
But here's where the problem comes in, and when you start talking about people, when you start disrespecting people's loved ones and this, that, and the third, I don't think people think about this, but somewhere around this world, somebody loves that person you're disrespecting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of those things I don't understand. That like somebody hit me up the other day, we're gonna start a fake beef with each other. I said I don't do that, bro. I don't do that. I never done that.
Okay.
I've never done that. I rather us get some money together.
That's right.
Why do we have to do that? It never made sense to me.
Because like you said, someone loves that person. Say you and that person know that y'all, it's just staged beef.
Right.
But someone on the outside don't know it.
Right.
So they like, oh man, that's that dude that dissed my homeboy Shop. We finna handle this for him,
And how the system and how unfair the system works is somebody can knock off somebody that's a part of your camp.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't even matter who knocked that person off. All the attention comes behind you, and that's something I don't want to happen.
Right.
So anybody who starts doing that, like somebody can diss me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fuck with Shock. He's a fuck nigga. He's a this, that, and the third. He's a bitch ass nigga. He's whatever. I was just like, okay, well, that's cowardly. If you wanted to say it online, why you didn't give me a phone call?
All right.
I'll be like, what is the problem, bro?
Exactly, because a lot of things can be worked out with.
Like we can talk about it, like human beings, bro.
Right.
Like we don't have to. Why are you trying to bring millions of people in that? Like, what do I get out of that?
Some people love the attention, and they have to have an audience before they do anything. You see some guys, like, they might have a little altercation,
right,
and they all calm and cool until people step in between them. Then they want to,
right,
like, so that's what they want people to get in between what's going on, so it can hype them up. Divide and conquer. You see what I'm saying?
That's lack of self-awareness.
Lack of creativity too.
Right.
You can't get people to listen to you.
It's ignorance.
Right.
In a nutshell. And that's something. When Nipsey Hussle died, when Young Dolph died, like that really told something out of me.
Yeah.
I said, because
me too. Both of them.
You gonna take away the people that's trying to put some money into the hood.
Right.
That's trying to build up these communities.
On some positive.
What did they say? Run off on the plug. We got to stop that. We got to stop that because how we gonna grow?
And the majority of people get killed in their own hood.
Now the majority of the people who move out of these communities and they don't come back, you understand why.
Yeah.
And those who try to come back and help y'all, you question them.
Exactly.
So it's like, who really supposed to help y'all?
Exactly.
I should just stay my ass in my $5.6 million mansion and never come back.
And never come back. See, the thing is, people like to complain. If you come back, they're going to say, man, this nigga stupid. All that money, he out here hanging with it. And if you don't come back,
Right.
man, that nigga a sellout.
Right.
He don't never come back to the hood. Man, fuck y'all. So
Right.
don't listen to what nobody say.
Often us, we are uneducated.
Yeah.
As a people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand that, because I always tell people, who are you to hate on this man? If the shoe was in reverse, you would have did the same way. Why?
Way.
Because you're afraid people are going to rob you.
Mm.
You're afraid people will just take from you.
Y'all
and don't even want an opportunity for real.
For real.
But here's the problem with that person that just want to take. Where they got it messed up is they think money will solve their problems, when really it's that person.
Mm.
So if I give you $500,000, or you just give somebody $500,000 right now, and you know that person head ain't really on full straight, they're gonna go broke in the next 3 weeks
if they don't kill themselves,
right?
Overdose or all kinds of stuff. Because a lot of people that's not head on straight, a lot of them got addiction problems, and if you give them too much,
it can be detrimental.
They don't know. They don't have a stop button. They gonna go until they heart bust. You know what I'm saying?
Which led to what I said earlier: distribution, financial literacy. Definitely. That's what we're speaking on.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of financial literacy, the lack of that, I feel like that's what's destroying my people.
It is.
If you're a firm believer, not to get into it that deep, but you know, my people perish due to a lack of knowledge.
Now, this may not have anything to do with anything, but I kind of feel like it do, because I see people, you know, people post pictures daily, and you know, that I can see that they spend all their money on clothes, on making themselves look good, but that they're in an empty house. No pictures on the walls,
a wise
no
man
furniture.
Told me the goal is to be rich, not to look rich.
Right. That's the thing.
Right.
It is to gather money,
but it
and not
like
clout.
Today it's in reverse.
It's reverse. People rather look rich than to be rich. They would rather say, you know what, I got this money and I don't want to save. I'd rather go put it on my body than go show off. You know, I mean, if that's their thing, cool, do your thing. Right. But you know, I think
my thing
the other
is,
way.
If that's how you get down, that's cool. But don't ask why things are going the way they're going in your life.
Don't ask why.
Don't ask why. You clearly know what's why.
Yeah.
You know, if and to the viewers, if you ever took therapy or anything like that, you know I'm speaking factual. A lot of therapists will tell you the best psychiatrist is in you.
Yeah, it really is. All your answers, you hold the key to every answer you have about yourself, your life, even your future. You know what's wrong. Sometimes we don't like to admit what's wrong. We want somebody else to tell us.
And that's what a psychiatrist would call denial.
Denial, exactly.
You're in denial. Like you clearly know what's wrong, but that's just like saying, I know I have a bad kidney. I know I have a bad liver, but I'm going to continue to drink 40 ounces because I like drinking 40 ounces.
Yeah, and then
now, knowing it's bad for you, you shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
But you know what they'll end up saying? Well, I've been drinking my whole life. I've been.
It ain't killed me yet. No, I'm going to tell you what I heard. Now, this is some real crazy shit. I was like in middle school. I grew up around the corner in Province Place. Well, one of the places, Rex Road and Province Place. But I was in Province Place then. And I'm in middle school, and one of my buddies, his uncle, you know, was one of the neighborhood drunks. And it's hot as fuck out there. It's during the summertime. It's hot as fuck on the block. And one of the ladies, we'll call her ladies of the night, walking. We all up at the store, and I ain't gonna say the uncle's name, but she was like, man, you been out here sweating all day. Let me buy you some water. You ain't drinking nothing but that beer. He said, water? Oh, I'm gonna drink some water for you. You see what that shit do to Russ? Look, I was laughing my ass off. He said, "You see what that shit do to Russ?" I mean, you see what it do to metal? It rusts metal. See, I just fucked up the whole thing. But he said that it rusts metal.
Yeah.
So why I'm gonna put it in me? He'd rather drink beer all day. Needless to say, he passed away back then. But
that's not funny. God bless this soul. That's
not
funny.
But that's the lack of knowledge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny.
Maybe he was joking.
Know better.
Maybe he wasn't.
Right.
But it was. I took it all as he was joking because I was like, "Man, did you hear what such and such said?" He said that shit rust metal. Why?
This will make you laugh. This will make you laugh. I remember one time because I think this was one of the periods where I was evolving.
Mm-hmm.
This is like years after I was homeless, and I started reading. I started watching motivational things and this that the third.
Mm-hmm.
But this was something small. Now I like Olive Garden.
Okay.
I love going to Olive Garden. I love the feel. I love the vibe. Okay. I love. My favorite thing is if you a Sade fan, I like playing Smooth Operator when I walk in there.
I love it.
Like I love it, man. Yo, give me the breadsticks with the wine, and I'm going ham, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So on this particular day, I got tired of eating Waffle House. Like with the homies, I got tired of eating Taco Bell. I got tired of Club. All that, bro. I was like, man, I'm tired of that, bro. I'm tired of that. So I was just like, yo, let's go to Olive Garden today.
Uh-huh.
You know what he told me?
What?
He was just like, bro, we're not Italians.
Boy. Oh my God.
He was like, yo, and then I hit him with this. What the fuck?
I mean, y'all eat Taco Bell, you ain't Mexican?
What the fuck does being Italian have to do with going to?
Yeah, man, golly.
Yo, I said I can't believe. I said, bro. Then I hit him with this. I said, well, you love pizza, don't you?
Exactly.
So I guess I shouldn't go to the neighborhood Little Caesars.
Exactly.
Because I'm not.
You're not from Italy.
Right, my name's not Salvatore.
Yeah.
My name's not. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, man, what's wrong?
Lack of knowledge.
That was the funniest thing. That was the funniest thing, but it was also the most saddest thing. You know why it was sad? Because I didn't follow my first mind. We ended up rolling with him. We ended up seeing some movie I really didn't want to see. My mind was going on Olive Garden. He wanted to see a movie. So I said, okay, cool, I'll see the movie. But little did I know it was going to be like at 10:30 at night.
Dang.
Olive Garden been closed, the finna close.
Right.
You know what we end up eating that night? Waffle House.
Okay.
The very place I didn't want to eat from.
Right. That's like
I was mad
late at night.
as
It's
hell.
the only thing open. You might be, you know what I'm saying.
I was mad as hell, bro.
Yeah,
I was mad as hell because I was just like, bro. I always looked at it like, bro, we can go to Waffle House anytime, bro.
Anytime, right?
Don't you get tired of that shit?
All right, let's get back on track for a second. Yeah. So, where do you think this hip hop music thing is going?
Well, it's evolving.
Okay.
You know, I always prided myself on not being closed-minded, and pretty much, I like to name a couple. I like Yachty. I like Lil Uzi. I like these different guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it took a minute for artists to grow on me because I was just so stuck like in one frame. But then I had to realize I was just like, bro, hip hop is meant to expand. If it wasn't meant to expand, it would have stayed in New York.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have stayed in New York. There would have been no West Coast. There would have been no South. There would have been no rapping in the UK. There would have been no none of that. So I was just like, well, you know, it has to switch one day. Now, I'm still a firm believer in great lyrics and not just saying just some of anything like on a song, but I was just like, well, you know, I had to take it to a point. A lot of artists just didn't do what I did. They didn't study the forefathers. A lot of people won't even know who Busy B and Kumo D is.
Right. Go to work.
Right. Like Rakim, all of those guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know who they are.
Yes, indeed.
And you can't blame them to a certain extent, but because that's way past their time. People would look at me. I'm born in '97. People would look at me like, "What do you know about these guys?"
Exactly.
Like,
wow.
But
you up on yours because you know your music.
Right. I had to study.
That's right. That's real. That's real. So speaking of your music and your studying, so we're gonna get into this next song, man. You know what I'm saying? Right here on Up and Coming. You know what I'm saying? We got Shock the Great. I know I keep saying that. Shock the Great, because it is what it is in the building. And right now, we're gonna get into this next song, Way to Go. So
Way to Go.
Go ahead and tell them a little bit about
that was the record that I was telling you about earlier. I was listening to the beat with a friend, and they was like, I don't really know. Then I started mimicking the lyrics to it or what I wanted to put down on it. You know, because my process now, I don't write anything anymore.
Okay.
You know, so everything's off top now. So I was just like, yo, it's gonna work. I don't really know. I took the song back to him, and he was just like, okay. After I fixed it up, it was just like, okay, this might be.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes you have to, be patient with people, like we were saying earlier, and then just go follow through with what you're saying for them to see where you was coming from.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And another thing I want people to take, last but not least, away from Way to Go is this record is based upon self-esteem, how to mind your own business, how to be self-aware. You focus too much about the next man, your pockets is going to be empty before you know it, in the blink of an eye. Stay focused. Stay away from bullshit. That's the main thing I want people to take away from that record. It's the way to go. Self-explanatory. All of those things I just mentioned. That's the way.
Yes, indeed. You hear it? Way to Go. Tune in right now, man. Check out Way to Go by Shock the Great. You know what I'm saying? This is from the Manifest album, right?
From the Manifest album.
Okay, Way to Go is on the Manifest album. The album is coming soon. So y'all get into this song right now on Up and Coming with Javerick 100 Trillion, BlakCrown Radio.
Why you always tell me who I am and who I ain't? Why you think I'm broke 'cause I don't say what's in the bank? Pops told me not to hang around with lame niggas. Get some business by yourself and quit pocket watching niggas. You the type of person got his hand out, never working, always steady asking for a handout. Put no work in this, that double up, about to triple up. To my liking, get no fucks if you don't like it. All my partners moving silent with the passion. I bring that back in when you was napping, was saddening, mental assassin. I'm steady dragging these bags and you hating, what the fuck? Mad 'cause you jumping life, better learn to double dutch. Get your mind right. Stay away from lame niggas, that's the way to go. Count up a bankroll, that's the way to go. Keep your mind on your money, that's the way to go. Start stacking up these blessings, that's the way to go. Hell yeah, 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 that's the way to go. Why you always hang around with niggas trying to plot? Hating on me 'cause the IG numbers that I got. Need to get some money, get some business by yourself. I'm doing something right 'cause all these lame niggas took a left. About to count it up, watch me count it up. Hit my dance, I'm the money man. Wrap it up in rubber bands, call an ambulance 'cause a nigga wrist is very sick. Going ludicrous, I could get too fucked by hypocrites. Stay away from lame niggas, that's the way to go. Count up a bankroll, that's the way to go. Keep your mind on your money, that's the way to go. Start stacking up these blessings, that's the way to go. Hell yeah, 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 that's the way to go. Why you always put me down to show that you the man? Capping in your captions for them chicks on Instagram. All you hating niggas got me sick to my stomach. This that nigga never ignorant. Getting goals accomplished, word to pop. This'll never stop. See me on your block. Wrist on Everest, I'm thumbing through them knots at the spot. That's the plot. Pull up in a drop. All them chicks to flop. That's the point. Niggas hate you when they see you bout to pop.
Damn right.
Stay away from lame niggas, that's the way to go. Count up a bankroll, that's the way to go. Keep your mind on your money, that's the way to go. Start stacking up these blessings, that's the way to go. Hell yeah, 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 that's the way to go.
All right, y'all are back with us, man. We back with y'all, man. We just checked out Way to Go
Dope
by
record, huh?
the dopest. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, this brother right here is full of talent, man. Dope writer, dope MC, man. Very knowledgeable about his area of expertise. You know what I'm saying? He knows as much about music as a person my age or older. He's half my age, you know what I'm saying? So that right there says a lot. He's a real historian of his business. So way to go. Way to go. Where is your mind when you're creating that song?
Way to Go was pretty much like, I remember I was working a particular job, and it had to be the most toxic job I ever been at, because I had a racist supervisor one time, but it was nothing compared to this, because what I found myself in the middle of, we often think having a racist supervisor is terrible, but it's even more terrible when it's racism upon your own people. Oh, I can't do that. That's what other minorities do. I can't do that. That's what, or you probably hear this, that's what white people do. That's what they do. Like going back to the Olive Garden mindset. So my question was, I was just like, why are we so fascinated on how other people are perceiving us? Why we can't just think for ourselves? Why is there less independent thinkers than dependent thinkers? Right. Oh, we just do the monkey see, monkey do type shit. Right. I ain't never been with none of that. Right. And it led to me getting punished a lot of times for being independent, opposed to, because people start to look at you funny. So I was just like, I'm gonna address all of this and Way to Go. I'm gonna show you the real way of how you're supposed to be thinking, because not only is it been proven to work, but it's also helping me in my process. I'm not concerned with how somebody's perceiving me. I'm not concerned on negative comments. The problem is we listen to people who don't know anything about shit. We let their opinions run our lives, and then you know what we say? We get to looking around like, why the hell am I not successful? Or what is wrong?
Because all this whole time, you know, we all have our own guardian angel. Right. And we're led by those voices in our head. But as soon as we listen to someone else, we go off track, because they don't hear what we hear.
And 9 times out of 10, they don't know anything.
They don't. Exactly. I've had people in the past to tell me about, like, for instance, engineering music. That never made a song in their life.
Never made a song.
And they tell me what you should do is, or you should maybe, don't tell me nothing.
How can you tell me about some business of mine that you're not even involved in?
Or what you should have did. I hate that. What you should have did.
I hate that.
Don't tell me what I should have
I hate that. See, it'd be a difference if you tried what I tried and it didn't work.
Exactly.
Okay, let me analyze why it didn't work. Yeah. Let me sit down and listen on why it didn't work, because maybe now it'll help me.
It'll help. And then different folks, different strokes. Another thing, don't tell me it can't be done. Just tell me you ain't never done it.
One thing I outlaw, and I'm going to teach this to my future seeds one day. Never say I can't do anything. That phrase is
I had
not
this
allowed
conversation
around
yesterday.
me. The proper question you should ask is, how can I do this?
I had this conversation yesterday because I said I can't. And I said it on purpose because I was editing a video. And the conversation was, I'm supposed to go take a break, but I can't stop. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was something positive. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's still positive. Mm-hmm. So, because once I get in the groove or something, if I'm recording or engineering or editing, it's like, shit, I can't stop. Mm-hmm. I'll be like, so the thing is, I'll be like, okay, 30 minutes, I'm going to stop right there. Man, 3 hours gone past and I'm still working. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm like,
that's me all the way. That's me all the way. My old lady gets on me all the time. You have to get some sleep. You got to get some sleep. It's fucking 1:30 in the morning. Right. When are you going to sleep? Sleep is when are you going to sleep? So I'm like, man, I got to get this. I got to get this down. Right. Well, you also need your rest too. That is the back and forth. Yeah. I was just like, I have to get this down.
Yeah, and I'm a professional like that. One thing that I used to tell people, if I engineer your session, I'm not satisfied until the song comes out exactly how you hear it in your head. Mm-hmm. It's not about what I hear. I want whatever you got on your mind to be your final the final draft. Mm-hmm. And I don't like when I say, all right, how that sounded. I guess don't guess with me. Yeah. If you're not saying that's what I'm talking about, right? We finna be in this bitch all day, right? right. That's because I want you to be satisfied with what you hear. Yeah. So when it comes to the music business, would you want a major deal, or would you want your success to be in the independent market?
It would depend. Wise person told me there's nothing wrong with talking. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't depart from it, but it's a couple things. Mm-hmm. I need to make sure that split is right. Mm-hmm. I need to make sure what is that master's talking about. So for future artists, splits, publishing.
That's what I say. You're a writer, so you definitely want your publishing.
Publishing. If you don't understand what publishing means, is research what publishing means. Research what publishing means. So with that being said, if you give me $1 million, I can't release music whenever I want to. It's on your time. I can't use my name the way I want to because your ownership of that. I can't have a fair split because that's all in the contract. My masters is no longer mine. It's a problem.
Yeah. Well, you can always negotiate your contract.
Right. But that depends on your success.
True.
Whether it's negotiable.
True.
I rather be in control because one thing is hard is you know, I never ran a label, but I'm pretty sure of this just by what I see. It's very hard to build a fresh artist because a lot of times they don't understand certain things. They don't know certain things. They just look at a big check.
Yeah. A lot of people look at that check.
They don't. And one of the things I took from Master P is never do a deal while you're desperate. Never do a deal while you're desperate because what's going to happen is you're going to end up selling yourself short. Mm-hmm. And we don't want to sell ourselves short, right? We want the whole we want the whole ball load.
True.
So if that's the case, you know, and every artist scenario is different because there's cases where you can negotiate things. You can do this. You can, you know, but I'd rather be in control of everything I got going on because I know you give me $1 million, I'm gonna be like, bro, I'm gonna make that anyway.
Yeah. So sounds like you pretty much got your head screwed on tight.
Basically, what I'm saying is know your worth in a nutshell.
Right.
Don't do anything because you're money hungry. You're not financially educated because you want to know I think this is very important. Here's a good glimpse of what your $1 million look like. Here's a glimpse. First of all, when you get that check, it's taxed half. So you're left with $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a person who doesn't know how to think for themselves. You want to keep up with everybody. You want to get your fresh game together. You don't have good credit. You're somebody off the street, right? So you got to get a house. So you got to put up way more in interest. So let's take another $120,000 off of that. You're left with $420,000. You want to get your fresh game together. You want to get everything together. So let's say you spend another 20 ball. That's on the low ball side. You're left with $400 now. You got to keep up with this. You got an overhead that could be like $80,000 a month. Next thing you know, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. That's your $1 million. It's nothing. Gone.
So, speaking of which, and I think, everybody that's in entertainment should always have something to fall back on.
Right.
Outside of music.
Right.
Do you have any other skills?
I'm learning how to get into real estate.
Okay.
Learning appreciation, depreciation, amortization. If you study accounting, this is one of the things you would learn.
Okay.
How to make money work for me.
Right.
That's what I'm really into now. I'm taking a class on taxes, learning how to do taxes, learning
dope.
how to make money work for me. The difference is, from what I researched, I always wanted to use money to buy an asset. But what ends up happening is for most people it's in reverse. They use money to buy liabilities. They use money in things that won't really get any return. So this is one of the things that I researched on how the wealthy stay wealthy. Because I always looked at it, I'm very great with doing music, but I said, when it all stops, when the tour stops, when the album sales are not really booming how they once was when you first came out, when everything stops, what is the move after that?
What's the move after
That's why I praise Rick Ross the way I praise Rick Ross. Like, man, can you imagine owning like 40 wing stops?
Okay. So that kind of segued me to this next question too. So you get this major success in the rap game. Money's just flowing in. What type of business, if any, do you see yourself starting?
Oh man, definitely a real estate business.
Real estate.
But for me, I like putting in my own money.
Okay.
I use this prime example, and everything relates to music, but what I'm starting to understand now is that's just how you just do business. I always looked at it as, I tell people I was investing before I even knew what investing was.
Okay.
It just seemed like to me that was just the way to just do things, but little did I know, like, bro, that's called investments.
Okay.
So I always like putting up my own money. I like putting up my own money.
You get a bigger return.
I never get right, because also it's like you're hands on with it as well. And I like remaining hands on. Nobody taught me about distribution. How I learned about distribution was failing. Like, I failed at marketing. I failed at distribution. I failed at sales. I failed at one point. I wasn't financially literate. Like, you know what I'm saying? I failed at all of these things, but I always tell people, like, failure is what makes you. You only truly fail when you stop.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So,
real estate, definitely.
100 years from now, 100 years from now, what would you like your legacy to be? Would you like your legacy to be in music or something else?
Well, definitely a musical icon.
Okay.
Definitely a musical icon, successful businessman. But if there's one thing I want people to take away from my journey and my success is failure is not the end. It's the end if you want it to be. You can either learn from your failure or you can just do what the majority do, just throw in the towel and just let life push you around. Secondly is, this is a black independent man telling you this. I want to educate the culture.
That's right.
I want to build self-esteem. Why is dreams not taught in school? Why is this? And thirdly, if I can do it, you can do it.
Definitely. I like that. So shit, man. On that note, we're gonna let the people know how to either get in touch with you, how to hear your music, or anything you want the people to know.
Well, the live single that we played earlier is available everywhere: Spotify, Apple Music, whatever your musical, wherever your musical preference is. And once again, to the viewers, that's called distribution. What is distribution? Being available everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, Shock on the Dot, SHOCKONTHEDOT, SHOCKONTHEDOT on Instagram, and Facebook, Shock the Artist. Any opportunities you want to work on some music, I'm always open. I'm not closed-minded. Any advice you might have, or Shock, hey, what do you think about this? Does this seem very great? And I'm open.
Cool. So tell them, give them a little bit about your upcoming project. Manifest.
Upcoming project, 4 singles. Way to Go is definitely on there. That's the record we played. It'll be available Spotify, Apple Music as well. Just working, man. After this project, there's gonna be a probably like no more than about 10-track album. It's very incredible. It's in the works.
Hey, I've heard some of the tracks, bro.
Yeah.
And man, it's heat. It's music. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't just rap, and it ain't no particular. Like you said, it's wavy music. You feel me?
Right.
Wavy music, man. And on that note, man, we gonna get out of here. It's been fun, man. Chilling with my boy Shock. You know what I'm saying?
BlakCrown Radio.
Shock great. Javerick 100 Trillion. BlakCrown Radio. BlakCrown Multimedia. Up and coming. We out of here. Peace and prosperity.
Rolling around town with my champagne sipping. Toast it up, toast it up, toast it up, toast it up. Niggas hated on us, but they never saw the vision. It's been a minute since a nigga had money. It's been a minute since a nigga had money. It's been a minute. It's alright, you know why? Before I die, guaranteed I'll be like, what up?
Stacking up that bread every day. Niggas gotta eat, sliding through when I'm coming through. Yo, look at the sneak, shining up, all glittered up. $500,000 a piece, bad chick, shotgun, Balenciagas on the feet. I'm plugged in, kid, I don't talk to no middleman. No matter what you say, you ain't got it, you just a middleman. Sitting out on the island just for the feeling, man. That's how I'm really feeling. These niggas is thinking simple, man. I'm getting more cash, I'm getting more bags, doing the damn dash. I think I'm Dame Dash. I got a bag, I give 2 fucks if the bitch bad. She ain't got her own bag, fuck the bitch cause she ain't bad. Smoking the best flight, look what my wrist like. You see them frostbites, hey yo my wrist nice. I put in work, that's why you see them Instagram likes. Getting fetty, that's on the daily, I'm living real life. What you doing, my nigga?
Rolling around town with my champagne sipping.
Toast it up, toast it up, toast it up, toast it up.
Niggas hated on us, but they never saw the vision. It's been a minute
since a nigga had money.
It's been a minute
since a nigga had money.
It's been a minute.
It's alright, you know why?
Before I die, guaranteed I'll be like, what up?